and welcome to What's the Scoops, presented by Freedom Communications. I'm your host, Bruddah Wade. What's up, everybody? Freedom Communications, your 24/7 local call center, keeping you connected. They provide telephone support to various businesses, government agencies, and organizations. Customize the support you need as your messages taken can be emailed, sent by text, faxed, relayed, or patched. Stay connected with Freedom. Call 808-945-1100 for more information. That's 808-945-1100. Now we're streaming live from our satellite studios right here at the koalohaukulele showroom at Iolani Center in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. It is a gorgeous day out. Hope you are enjoying wherever you're listening to us from. Big mahalo for being a part of the Ohana. And speaking of Ohana family, big mahalo going out to Mom and Pops and Alan and Paul Okami and the entire Koaloha family, home of the finest handcrafted ukulele made with love and aloha. Visit them online right now at koaloha.com. Now, if you're just joining us and you're a first-time listener or maybe a first-time guest, What's the Scoops is part interview, part game show, part music, but plenty fun. A lot of fun, and that's why we call it What's the Scoops. Now, we also want you, if you got some time, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can check out some of the past shows, some clips and some videos. And as usual, What's the Scoops? You know, I'm your host, but I cannot do this show alone. That's why we have our trusty producer here, Mikey, the man of many words, but we only usually get a few from him. Say hello, Mikey.
What's the scoop?
And by the way, it is a special day. It is Mikey's birthday. Hey, hey, hey. Happy birthday, Mikey.
Thank you.
Like I said, we only get a few. Thank you, Mikey. And again, if you're just joining us, big mahalo for being a part of our Ohana. Now, we always have some very special guests joining us. This gentleman is a talented, award-winning singer, songwriter. He's an incredible dad. He's a businessman. This guy does it all, and I really thank him for joining us today and being a part of the show, taking time out of his busy schedule to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, Alx Kawakami.
Hey, what's up? What's the scoops? All right, I'll do a song first before we get into some fun. It's a new one that I'm in the middle of recording, and hopefully it'll be out. I keep telling everybody it's out soon, but that was like it's been like a year or so already. Last night I had a few too many while singing to the words on TV. And every ticketed seat was empty, but I was still living the dream. None of it's real, it's all smoke and mirrors. I wear a mask just to hide my fear. The darkness is here, the silence is near. I sink deeper into thoughts that are real. I got to believe, I got to stay strong. I can't keep flirting with the same old song. I got to be free and know where I'm from. I gotta look back before I can move on. I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. Yeah, yeah, I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. That's all I can be. It took a while to find a star in the storm when I was afraid to get my own feet wet. I'd count to 3 but get way past 4 and look down to see my feet still set. To you I was tough, I'd always get up. I took a chance and got caught in the rough, but I look back in time and give it a smile. It's funny, honey, how it's all worthwhile. I got to believe, I got to stay strong. I can't keep flirting with the same old song. I got to be free and know where I'm from. I gotta look back before I can move on. I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. Yeah, yeah, I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. That's all I can be. Why do I ask for time to move fast when every moment should be treated as gold? Even the times when I feel like I'm blind and every turn I get hit from behind. The moment's okay, I learn from mistakes. I dust it off without feeling the pain. 'Cause that's what they say, it's how you gain strength. It's how you gain strength. I got to believe, I got to stay strong. I can't keep flirting with the same old song. I got to be free and know where I'm from. I gotta look back before I can move on. I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. Yeah, yeah. I got to be me. Oh, oh, that's all I can be. That's all I can be is me. Thank you.
Alx
up,
Kawakami, our special guest today here on What's the Scoops. Welcome, my brother.
Thanks for having me.
Good
Glad
to see you.
finally able to be here with you guys.
Yes. All right. Now, first timer to What's the Scoops. We always start the day with the 5 dubs with B dubs.
5 dubs. Okay.
He has that puzzled look, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain. 5 dubs. So dubs.
Yeah.
The W's.
Yeah.
The 5 W's. The
Okay.
who, what, when, where, and why.
Okay.
B dubs. Bruddah Wade.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
5 dubs with B dubs. Now we usually just run them down. The who, the what, the where, when. But today, we're going to mix things up, Alx. Today, we're going to mix things up. So it'll also keep me on my toes as well.
Okay, good.
So
good.
we're not just going to start off with like we usually do with the who. But we're just going to throw it to our producer, Mikey.
It's his birthday, that's
Yeah,
why.
it's it's a special day, so we'll give him a little bit more control today.
Only today, though. Okay.
So Mikey will just randomly pull which dub we'll do and
Okay.
which order. Okay, so our first dub will be
Yeah, upside down.
the where.
The
All right,
where,
we'll
okay.
start off with the where today. All right,
Okay.
so our first dub is where, and instead of just asking you a question about the where, our game will be the where.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm following. I'm still with you here.
You
I got
just
you.
follow as best you can. So we call our first game Where Bruddah Wade Stay.
Okay.
Where Bruddah Wade Stay. So what I'll do is I'll give you some clues, and you need to guess where Bruddah Wade Stay.
Okay.
All right. So first clue, Oahu.
Perfect. Okay. Got it. That nails it down. I told you my brain was broken before we started, so this might be awful.
All right. Let's narrow that.
Oahu, okay.
Established in 1841.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Punahou.
2 clues in and
Yeah.
wow.
Woo!
Punahou
My brain's
is,
not broken yet.
Punahou is absolutely right. Wait. You're a graduate of Punahou.
Yeah. Yeah.
You went to Punahou.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what kind of student were you? I'm wondering. 'Cause
Ooh.
Were you student government?
No.
Were you an athlete? Were you in
No.
band? What kind of student were you at Punahou?
I would say I was an average student when it came to grades. So I wasn't terrible at it, but I wasn't great at it. I wasn't an athlete. I tried to play football when I was in 7th grade, but I didn't have my growth spurt till I was a freshman. So I was like 4'11", trying to play intermediate football, and I got hit by this guy who's now one of my good friends, and he just hit the football right out of me, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. No, I'm done with football. My dad says I was a walking helmet because my helmet was so big, and he could always find me on the sideline because I was just a walking helmet.
Bobblehead action.
Yeah. But no, I wasn't an athlete. Band, I did a few things in band, but I couldn't really stick with it. I was always really good at it when I did saxophone and percussion, like drums.
Uh-huh.
But I never stuck with it. I just wanted to play guitar and ukulele, and so I had a band in high school and played music all the time, all over high school, and that's basically I made it through and graduated, and
Oh.
that was it. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put you in the the cruiser category.
Yeah.
Cruiser category.
That's a
All
good way to
right,
put it,
all
yeah.
Next one. Honolulu.
Okay.
Family-owned business.
Uh-huh.
Established in 1953.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Iolani Sportswear.
Oh, this man is
Woo!
on it.
I'm on
This man
fire. Phew. I was worried. Yeah, at least I got 2 so far.
you got Iolani. We say family-owned business.
Yeah.
It's owned by the Kawakamis, which is
Yes.
your family.
Mm-hmm.
What is your exact job title at Iolani?
I don't know. I gave there is the family I forget what it's called, Family Business Association. They asked Sarah and I to do like a presentation a couple years ago about Iolani and what it's like to have third generation and everything. And they said you got to put your title. And I said my dad said I'm a gurut. I'll just like there's no title. I just do whatever he's asked. And all the people who are there who are in family businesses too, they all all the kids were like, yeah, we don't have a title either. I'm glad you're on the same page. But no, I don't. My official title I made up on my business card. It just says, I think it says either director of marketing or director of development, or I don't know. I just made it up because I needed to put something there. But basically, I just do whatever is needed.
That's good. That's good. Because when we put together Hawaiian Music Live, I was like, oh, I can make my own title. I can create my own, right?
Yeah.
So I will give props. So Randy created. He said, oh, you know what? You can be the content creator.
There you go.
I'm like, oh, I like the sound of that. Nice. All right. So next one.
Okay.
Waikiki opened in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Live music 7 days a week.
Oh, got it. Kanikapili Grill?
Kanikapila Grill is... You are acing this, my
Yes.
friend. Very nice.
Yes.
Kanikapila Grill. You along with the group Manoa DNA,
Mm-hmm.
played there.
Yeah, we were the first band they booked.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was helping I can't remember if he was developing the Kanikapila Grill or if he was the GM or something, but he had seen us when we were playing down at Lulu's in Waikiki. And he said, you guys want to play at this place? And we were like, all right, we'll see what it is. And we went to see the venue, and it was such a cool place. And then we started playing there. We played there for, I think about 6 or 7 years every Saturday.
Yes.
From 6 to 9. And that was I always look forward to playing at that place. There was something about it. I don't know what it was, but sometimes if you're playing a gig over and over again, it's just like, oh God, we got to do it this week. And sometimes you have good days and bad days. But that was always a place that it was always fun. I don't know what it was, but I never had that feeling going in.
You guys went as far as to write a song.
Yeah, we wrote a song called Reef in Waikiki.
Mm-hmm.
That was on our most recent album called Family Memories, because it was it is a special place for us.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I haven't been there since they've changed it all around and everything, but
Right.
I spoke to a few people over there, and they said it's looking good and it's gonna look amazing.
Because I want to say that was like one of the places you guys cut your chops there.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We would go as long as we could. We could only go till maybe like 9:30, but by, from the 6 to 8 o'clock hour, we'd have the guys by the pool drinking still, and all our friends and everybody in the restaurant. And then from like 8 o'clock on, when everybody's nice and toasty, everybody would be dancing in the lobby and in front of us, and it would be rocking every Saturday. It was really fun. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, next one. World.
World. Earth.
World. Earth. We'll narrow it down for you.
Okay.
Asia.
Uh-huh.
Islands. Land of the rising sun.
Japan.
Man.
Yes.
Japan is right. Man, we can't pull anything
Yes.
by you, man. Japan.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of performances in Japan.
Yeah.
Can you tell us one that sticks out? Not necessarily for the good stuff that you remember, but maybe an embarrassing moment.
Oh man.
Or anything along those lines.
Yeah. Well, we've went to Japan from 2006 was our first trip to Japan, and we ended up becoming for Hawaii Tourism Japan the ambassadors for them, and so we would travel there 6 or 7 times a year, and we did everything from performing outside of a travel agency to at these big performing in these big concert halls, and we got to play every single venue really, and it was fun. And there was one time we went in the middle of July. Have you ever been to Japan in July and August? It's
Mikey nods his head.
Hotter
Yes,
than
I
don't want to say what, but it's hot. And we did 21 shows in 9 days, just going from one thing to the next, just moving. And that was still really fun, but we were so exhausted after that. But I don't know if I have an embarrassing moment, because I have a lot of, I guess you could say, embarrassing moments. But we drink a lot, and we have a lot of fun. We eat a lot, and so usually those gigs are during the day. So nighttime we have free. Mm-hmm. So I bought this in Sapporo up north. There's I don't know if it's still relevant, but there's this little action figure. It's called Mari Mokori, and it's like a little green guy. It's an algae, like it's based on like algae. So he's green. He's got a big head, but he has a I don't know. It's not really G-rated. He has a bulge down below on the front side of him. Okay. And basically, Mari Mokori in English means like algae arousal. I don't want to say it, but you can picture it. So it's this guy with like a little thingy coming up. He's excited. I guess you could say. And I started buying these little keychains all for my friends because it was hilarious. So I'd bring them home, and I was at Don Quixote up there, and I found an adult-sized costume of this guy, and so I bought it. And that night we went out to karaoke, and I wore it all around Tokyo, and we were crossing the street right by Ginza area, and this cab pulls up to the crosswalk, and I turn to him, and I just go, "Yeah!" and I flex and I yell right at the taxi driver, and he immediately backs up and goes down the side road. And I was like, "Oh God!" And I the next morning I looked back, I was like, I'm glad we can get away with that stuff. It was before like the Facebook, Instagram stuff like went viral. So yeah. I'm sure those videos and pictures are out there, but we have a lot of drunken nights over there that are really fun. But we always get up and we always get the job done. We're always professional. Well, we like to have fun too.
That's nice. I'm sure Hawaii Tourism Authority appreciated that story.
I actually
did what?
That costume. I actually for my brother's 30th birthday, we went skydiving, and I wore that skydiving, and you could see. So the costume has the thing down below, right? And you can see when the video when I'm going down, it's flapping in the wind as I'm falling down. I was like, all right, cool. Memories. Good memories.
Oh, man. All right, try this one out.
Okay.
Waikiki. 6 sold-out shows. 6 crowd singing with us. 3 bottles of whiskey.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Infinite memorable moments.
Yeah.
Outrigger Waikiki.
Yeah.
Opened in 2016.
Blue Note, man. Blue Note, Hawaii.
Blue Note. We read that line from your Instagram post.
Yeah.
And tell us real quick about these 6 shows, because this was recently.
Yeah, this was a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago. It was incredible. That was it was the songs of C&K. So it was Henry Kapono, myself, Johnny Valentine, and we had his band, Lopaka, Conrad, Matt, and Gaylord Holomalia from Kalapana was playing keys. Wow. And we did all songs of C&K pretty much exactly like the record. And so people, they love it. We did this before in about 2017 we did it, and we actually took it to the mainland too. But it was a great way to get back into that live music feel, and everybody enjoyed it. And because Blue Note isn't able to fill the full capacity, it was originally 2 nights, but it sold out in a day or two, so they added the 3rd night. But what was exciting was that the first night we did it, and it was just everybody, everybody knows C&K songs, right? So everybody was singing. But then the second night was when Honolulu changed the tier. We went into like a modified tier 4, right, for COVID protocol, and it allowed us to take the plexiglass down. And so, the past year, if I ever played a live gig, it was always behind a plexiglass. It was always, I couldn't see anybody. It was just like my reflection, or I would see Henry and the band. And so the Friday, the second night, we were able to take the plexiglass down and actually play to an audience and see their reaction, hear them, and feel the energy, which was the first time in a year and 3 months that we were able to do that. And it was incredible. It was so much fun. It was like I was telling you before, is all the musicians, everybody's saying, we got to get the music back, we got a gig. And that week I think I had like eight gigs in 1 week, and I was like, I am not ready for this right now. By the end of the weekend, I was so tired. It was amazing. And Henry is such a great person. That it's amazing to work with him.
That's cool. Yeah, because it's been described as looking in a fishbowl or playing in a fishbowl. Like
everywhere I played, that's what it is. It's just you can't feel the energy. And I also play at Duke's Waikiki every once in a while with my band, and they don't have the plexiglass because it's outside, but that place, whenever I used to play there, is known for people getting up and dancing and having fun. And you could just tell everybody's just like, they're sitting on their hands waiting to they want to get up and dance, but cannot. But soon.
For you as a performer, you feed off of that. You
Yeah.
feed off of that crowd.
So it's hard. Yeah. Especially at Blue Note, because they have, that really nice plexiglass that's meant for music. And so it actually blocks out noise. So you can't hear, like when people clap or yell anything.
Yeah.
That gives you energy, so you cannot hear that. And so it was super hard to feed off of that energy.
Yeah.
But once it came down to, it was so much fun.
Nice.
And a lot of whiskey, like I said. That was good.
I was gonna say 3 bottles over there. I don't know, man. Okay, last one. Oahu neighborhood. UH.
Manoa?
Next clue, Manoa.
Oh.
Last clue, where Alika and Kaleo live.
In our coolers and takeout yard.
That's right. The Alx
My house.
Kawakami home. Yes. That's cool. You mentioned Manoa.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about living in Manoa?
I think the like you said, the neighborhood feels it just. I know it's really weird to say, and I don't like that. It's a reason why it's good is just feels safe. So my wife and kids, and even when I was growing up, we could just go around the neighborhood, and you don't have to worry about whether it's cars or people or whatever, anything bad happening, because it's been such a safe neighborhood, and the people who are there, like ourselves, are multi-generation. So either their parents or their grandparents were there, so they know what it's like to be in Manoa, and everybody knows each other. At least around where we live, we have really great neighbors that take care of each other, and it's got a good feel over there. It's a good neighborhood.
Because I'm thinking back to one of your coolers and takeouts, your live stream that you do on Facebook. You took it out to the front yard.
Yeah.
And this was early on in the COVID shutdown. So, but your neighbors came out and they were all on their front yard and in their lawn chairs and enjoying the concert. It was early on. So it was during when everybody was supposed to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
So I went around early and I put letters in my neighbors' mailboxes saying, kind of like a warning, but also an invite.
No, see, that I didn't know, really. You did that?
Yeah, because I know they knew that I was doing it in my backyard, but if I was going to do it in the front, I just wanted to let them know, like, hey, I'm doing this. Don't be alarmed if you hear, like, music in front. And if you want, you can come out, but please stay, separated. And so I only thought maybe, like, 2 neighbors would come out. So yeah, they're not going to come out. But when I started playing, it was, like, everybody from the neighborhood. And they all separated, which was really good because one of my neighbors filmed it and filmed everybody separated and Sarah dancing hula and everything. And
I forget which Instagram account posted it, but it got like 300,000 views, and because they put like, this is how Hawaii quarantines.
Yeah.
And I was happy because everybody was separated, and I was like, oh, it was at that time where you get scrutinized, right, if you do anything. And so I was like, thank God. But I did that twice in the front yard, and it was the neighbors really enjoyed it, and we had a good time. It was fun.
Good stuff, man. Well, there you go. That's our first dub.
Woo!
The Where. All right, Mikey. Yank us another one. Pull us another. Our next dub. The Who. The Who. All right. So let me find our Who question here. All right. The Who is also gonna be a game.
Okay.
We call this game On Stage with Bruddah Wade. Okay. So you need to guess through the clues who I'm on stage or who's on stage with me.
Oh God.
All right.
Okay.
So let's run through these pretty quick. Solo artists, Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. Initials HK.
Got it. Henry Capono.
Henry Capono.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you mentioned that you did songs of C&K with Henry.
Yeah. He's just an incredible human being.
He's kind of become like a mentor for you.
Yes.
You not only play music with Henry, you collaborate with him, but you also help out with his foundation.
Yeah, I've gotten to know Henry and his family really well over the last 5 years. Just he's kind of taken me under his wing musically. Mm-hmm. He's helped me out a lot, and I'm on the board of his foundation as well. So they're aiming to help the community, the music community, as much as possible. And so he's a role model, I think, definitely for me, but other artists should look up to him, not just in his music, that's obvious, but the way that he is as a person is, second to none. I tell everybody I'm just waiting for him to screw somebody over or like screw me over because he's so nice. You could do that. You're a legend, man. But no, it's genuine. He's amazing.
Take me back though. When did you first meet Henry, and how did this whole relationship begin?
I met Henry actually like when I was real young because my dad used to play with C&K in the 90s, and so I knew Cecilio a little bit better, but I had met Henry but never had a relationship with him until 2016 when I was living in LA. A mutual friend of ours said, hey, Henry's coming to San Juan Capistrano, the coach house. You should play with him. And I'm like, okay, what am I just going to ask him to play? I don't want to do that. So she reached out to him and said, hey, you should call Alx and see if he wants to jump in. So he called me, and I said, yeah, whenever you want, whatever day, time, let me know. And I said, I can just play before, when people are coming in, whatever. He said, no, I want you to jump on stage during my show. I already have somebody opening. And I was like, oh, crap. Okay. So he just said, pick a C&K song and we'll do it. So I picked Sunflower, and I'd never played that song before, ever. First time I played on stage was with Henry, but we were practicing. We did a sound check. We were practicing backstage, and immediately it just clicked. And Henry thought the same, and his wife, who manages all his music, thought the same thing. As soon as we started singing, she's like, whoa, these are the memories. Like, this brings back the memories of C&K. And from then on, we just struck this relationship where he just wanted to help me. And then the songs of C&K developed.
Yeah.
And that just moved everything forward. And I appreciate everything he's done because he's been amazing.
Unreal, man.
Yeah.
Unreal. And I can't believe you chose Sunflower.
Yeah, I know. It's really dumb. I told him Sunflower because I was like, oh, that's going to be like, people love that song. And then I realized, oh, if I mess it up, man. I better not mess it up.
Man. Right? Wow, nice. Okay, next one. Solo artists. Japan famous. First guy who told you to play a right-handed ukulele upside down.
Jake Shimabukuro.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
okay, so just so that everyone knows, you play left-handed.
Yeah, I play a right-handed instrument, but I play it left-handed, so it's upside down.
All right, and then the Jake telling you, how did that all come about?
So I had taken lessons before, and everybody said, oh, you should learn right hand the correct way because it's easier. And so I would learn it, And then I'd go into the car after the lesson and flip it upside down and learn it better that way. And when I first met Jake and I started taking lessons from him, he asked me, which one do you prefer? And I said, upside down. And he said, so why do you play right-handed? And I said, well, everybody else told me I had to. And he said, well, if you're more comfortable, if you can learn from me and just watching me, then just play upside down. And I was like, yeah, it's just so simple. But no one ever told me, all the people teaching me ukulele and guitar. My dad taught me upside down. He was fine with it. But everything else was, you should learn the correct way. But Jake was like, just play however you want. And he taught me all his ukulele songs that I always wanted to learn. He taught it. And I would just watch him, and he would show me and help me out. And I would play it upside down. And he was the first one to tell me that. And even later, when I would go to college, the dean at University of Colorado at Boulder of the music school told me that I can't get into the school if I play upside down. So and so I didn't get into the school because I was like, I can't flip it over anyway. So even then, what Jake had told me back then has stuck with me since. Just do what you want to do. Like, if you want to play upside down, then play upside down. Wow. So it meant a lot to me. Yeah.
That's cool. Ha ha ha, Dean.
Yeah, that's right.
and I'm still kind of tripping that you took lessons from Jake Shimabukuro.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was during his Pure Heart days, and he was giving. He used to play tennis with my classmates' parents or something. Like, he would go to the park in Kaimuki and play tennis with mutual friends of ours, and that's how I met him. But I looked up to him because he was already doing well with Pure Heart. And when he started giving lessons, I was like, yeah, I'll take that, please. It was fun. It was really good. And he was really easy to learn from, and he allowed me to play how I wanted to play.
That's cool.
Crazy.
And now I'm stuck on the vision of Jake playing tennis.
Hey, ask him next time. Yeah.
All right, next one. Solo artist. Born March 12th, 1948. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000. Jimmy Seamstress.
I was going to say James Taylor. Yeah. I was like, 1948. I was like, uh-oh. I don't want to say James Taylor if it's not James Taylor. Jimmy Seamstress.
James Taylor, that is right. You're a big fan of him. In fact, almost fanboy kind.
No, definitely fanboy kind, yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely my biggest idol. I met him once and I freaked out, and it's like I think he's like the only person in the world where I was like starstruck and was a weirdo and wasn't cool about it. We met him at a concert in Vegas, and like my wife Sarah was taking video of me while we were waiting to meet him, and I was just like, I was so awkward, and it was just weird. But like, yeah, he's my idol and everything, like songwriting and guitar playing and everything.
All right,
all his
hands
music.
down.
Oh yeah.
Pick only one James Taylor song, your favorite one that's the one. If you gotta play, that's the go-to song.
That's so hard.
Just one.
I did a Blue Note show where it was all his music earlier this year, and so I got to learn all his songs. But the one that's always stuck with me is a song called Shower the People. And I don't know if it's because it's like one of the first songs I learned by him, but it's not like one of his most popular ones, but it's got a good message. It's just shower the people with love. And it's just a really great tune. The guitar parts to it and the lyrics it has resonated with me from the beginning when I first started listening to him. And so that song, if I had to choose, because there's so many good ones, but you're putting me on the spot, so I'll say that song.
Nice. Shower the people. All right. Try this one. Born 1966. Male actor. SNL.
Oh, God.
The Price is Wrong, Bob.
Oh, yes. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Mikey, you look clue is that?
I was like,
Adam Sandler,
uh-oh.
yeah. You got to also
yeah, I got to go surfing with him.
wait. Not only meet, but you got to surf with him?
Yeah. Back in the day, well, this was maybe like early 2000s or so.
Uh-huh.
I knew Hans Hedemann, who has a surf school here. He was a great professional surfer too, and he was teaching Adam Sandler. Every time he would come, they'd go out surfing, and so he said, "You should come one time." And so we went out to Baby Makapu on the east side, and I just showed up, but he was surfing, and then afterwards we were just talking for a while. I mean, he was such a normal, nice person, and all these kids came up to him and asked him to do his impressions of like Little Nicky and some Billy Madison, all these, all his famous movies, right? And he would do it all for the kids. Wow. And I was like, that's the way you got to act. If you're his status, you got to be cool like that. Yeah.
Very cool.
That was awesome.
Surfing with Adam Sandler.
I know.
All right, try this one. Female athlete, Olympic champion, frozen Tony Hawk.
Oh, Christy Yamaguchi?
Yamaguchi.
Oh, these ones are tough. I'm like,
Frozen Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Ice skater.
That's what got me. I was like, ice.
Mikey's like, well, who's Tony Hawk? You know Tony Hawk, right? Frozen.
That one almost got me. The ice was like, what?
Christy Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
Is there, what's the relationship, or how do you know Christy? What?
From Japan. And so, one of the stories I was going to say before you said embarrassing in Japan was one of my favorite moments was we went on a goodwill tour to Japan after the big tsunami and earthquake, and we got to travel around the cities that were really devastated heavily. And sing songs, hula, Christy Yamaguchi was there, Takamiyama was there, and just to lift their spirits. And that was one of the most fulfilling trips I've ever had, not because of the music, but the people we got to see and meet and really see the strength of the Japanese people at that point. But we traveled, there was a Hawaii group and a Northern California group. And so in the Hawaii group was Manoa DNA, my wife and a few hula friends, Brother Nolan, and Northern California, and Takamiyama, the sumo wrestler. And then the California crew was Christy Yamaguchi and her husband, Brett Hedekin, who's a retired NHL hockey player. Mm-hmm. So we didn't know them before that, but when we went up, we strengthened our relationship up there, and they're like family to us now because we went through all of that. We got to travel with them and get to know them, and every time they come to Hawaii, we see them and we get coffee or we go to side street to eat dinner. Wow. Super nice people, super down to earth, and they got the Hawaii spirit, even though they grew up and they live on the mainland, right? Yeah. But they're family here, and they're great. Yeah.
She has her own foundation as well that does some great work too.
Yeah, so. She does a lot with the Books and Music Festival. So she actually asked me to do a reading one time in her booth. That was a disaster because I'm terrible at reading. And I'm reading to these little kids, and I'm like I'm like messing up the books that they know. I'm like, okay, am I done yet?
See, that brings us back to the fact that you were a cruiser at Punahou.
Yes. That was one of my worst subjects was English. I was good at math. English, I didn't finish one book in high school.
Hey, you aced the on stage at Bruddah Wade. Hey, good job. With all these celebrities that you've met, is there one celebrity that you can think of that you'd love to meet?
Oh, man.
Maybe haven't met yet, but would love to sit down, have a cup of coffee, quick conversation.
Well, I mean, although I've met him, like going back to James Taylor, I would love to sit down and just like talk with him, to not really like ask him about guitar and stuff, but just hear his philosophies. It's almost like how it was with Henry Kapono, where I knew him, but I didn't know him. And until I started spending time with him and talking with him, I got to know his you know, his philosophies and the way he goes about life. And it really, you know, opened my mind to, okay, there's different ways to do this and that and that. But James Taylor, like I said, like he's the only guy that I would fanboy out, and I would love to just sit down, even like to jam a song with him would be huge.
Yeah. Speaking of jamming a song, would you jam another one for us?
Yeah, of course.
Tell us about what you're about to play.
Well, I said that my favorite James Taylor song was "Shower the People," so I feel like
nice segue. Nice
yeah,
segue.
I feel like
perfect.
I should segue into that one. Yeah, this is my favorite, and it's got a good message to it that I think applies more now than ever.